What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. We're going to talk about Mists of Tirna side today. I just want to look at my Mythic Plus rating so far. We have gotten to 2071 rating in the first week. It has actually never been easier, I don't think, to get a 2K rating in the first week of a season. This is not the first week of the season technically, but it is for the first week for Mythic Plus, right? So I think you really only have to get +7s on like everything. I don't even have a +7 on the Stone Vault, and I got over 2K. So it might only really be like I think it's a +7 across the board if that's what you're looking for. But I definitely got to 2KIO. I think we'd only done like a +8 Mist or something, and I hadn't even done a +8 Grim Batol yet. I'd only done like a +6 Grim Batol. I think I had like it was like 8, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7, 7, 2. Like I think that's what I had when I got to KIO. So I'm not entirely sure exactly how that ends up working out, but the point is it actually isn't that hard anymore to get to KIO. In my opinion, you got to get some really strong get a strong group together for sure. You do need some really strong players, but go in there and you can get an extra curio and get your tier set going. I've got 2 set now, so I am 611 now, and I've got 2 set. And on Tuesday, I'll have 4 set because of the double catalyst. I haven't catalyzed anything yet. So that's kind of how we're looking right now. We're going to look at this Mists of Tirna scythe, and I'm just going to walk you through it. This was a +9 that we ended up doing, okay? And this was a full group that I had together. We are all on voice comms together. So this is the kind of stuff where certainly if you want to push really high keys, you do need to get a coordinated group together. Now, we end up pulling this front left pack, which we're not supposed to do. You can see we were hugging right here. You don't actually want to pull this pack. But if you go too early, the dogs are patrolling. They're patrolling to the right, okay? If you pull too early, these back dogs are going to aggro these guys over here. And that's what ends up happening. We pull these guys, and they're just a little too close. Just a little too close. So we end up pulling this pack, which we're not meant to do, and we end up doing, and unfortunately, it's just how it goes. So it's all good. We just do our best to survive here. Astero kind of gets pumped by this laser beam, and again, that's unlucky for him. I don't know how he does it, but Astero, I kind of try to break him out of this egg thing. He eventually gets broken out, and then his damage just pops off. Because he I don't know how he ends up doing that. He gets focused a second time by Overgrowth, and he still ends up at the top of the meters, which is insane. Really, really good by him. Anyway, our guys are pumping. You want to destroy these first couple packs. You do want to skip this pack normally with the large tree guy. You don't want to fight him. But we end up pulling him, and then we pull this pack. On this week, it's Tyrannical. You do not want to lust the opening pack. On fortified weeks, you will want to lust the opening packs, I would say. Once you get to a +10, you have fortified and tyrannical, so all bets are off. I'm not really sure when the exact best time to lust will be. I'm assuming it's going to be in this particular key. I think lusting the first boss is almost always the better play, because otherwise the fight just takes so freaking long. Okay, then you're going to skip this pack right here. This is very normal. You can mind soothe it. You can paralyze plus ring of peace. That's a pretty risky one though. You could cage it. You can just cage it with demon hunter. You can put it to sleep. I think druid can put it to sleep. There's a lot of different ways to deal with that, okay? So just know that. One thing I want to say really quickly at the outset is that there's actually a cheat sheet here on my Discord. Oops. There's a cheat sheet on my Discord for Shaman for your utility. So if you want this cheat sheet, it'll show you every dungeon in this season, what utility we should be bringing, and it tells you like the importance of it. So red equals mandatory, right? So Mists of Tirna scythe, you need to have a tremor totem and a poison cleanse totem, and it's a good idea to have a purge and a curse. You don't have to have these, but they're a good idea. You must have tremor totem, poison cleanse. Those are really important. It tells you for all the dungeons. So if you want that, join my Discord. It's in the link down below. You can go to the Resto Shaman tab for Shaman, and it'll be in there, okay? Now, ironically enough, I forgot to bring Tremor Totem again because I didn't have the list in front of me last night, and I just forgot to bring it like an idiot. And yeah, if you're wondering how we're opening the doors because there's no Night Fae anymore, you can do it if you're Night Elf, if you're Tauren, or if you're a herbalist. If you have herbalism, so herbalism. Sorry, someone's gonna yell at me for saying herbal, whatever. The point is, you can open those doors. And later on, you can secure yourself a better death like graveyard throughout the dungeon. You have to be Night Elf, Tauren, or have herbalism. I'm just gonna say it like that. Okay, these guys are pretty nasty. They're double thrash. Again, it's not fortified. You just need to, as a resto shaman, we're just gonna pop some cooldowns and we'll be fine. There we go. They're thrashing. I think they start double. Yeah, one just finished thrashing, and now the second one's thrashing. So Stereo, I got to help him a little bit. He was standing in the circle there just for a second. There we go. We'll recover. It's all good. Now we get to the boss fight. You do not want to blow lust early on this fight. Again, this fight basically says that Ingra Maloch, the little guy, he's taking like no damage right now because the tree has been like subjugated. You have to kill the tree until it gets down to about a quarter of its health, and then you attack Ingra and he takes double damage. So you want to pop Bloodlust during the double damage phase. So right now we're lowering the health of the tree, lowering the health of the tree. Now, I actually completely forgot to bring Tremor Totem, and you need Tremor Totem on this fight for Repulsive Visage. If you don't have it, you're going to lose DPS. This is totally my fault. And again, this is why I should have had the cheat sheet up and ready to go, because otherwise you're going to get feared. So that's my mistake. Don't do what I just did. Make sure you check the cheat sheet and bring the utility you're supposed to bring, okay? Now, the tree's about to get... There we go. We pop Lust. The tree goes. Now, Ingra's taking double damage. You can see my little weak aura here tells me we have 15 seconds of double damage. And you'll watch everybody's damage just goes way up, including mine. I'm trying to make sure I maximize my damage as a healer. Very important that you do this. You should do as much damage as possible as the healer. I get up to about 550k. It could have been better. I'm not sure if I had my ancestors out at the right time, but now you switch back to the tree, and we got Ingra to about half. You're going to switch back to the tree. You're going to DPS the tree again, get him down to a quarter health, and then boom, he starts channeling on Ingra. 200% more damage. Once again, we're slapping as much damage as we can right now. And what happens is, usually the way that this goes, depending on how high the key is, remember this is a +9, so it's a tougher one. Now Ingra has about 20% of his health left. You have a choice here. You can DPS Ingra, you just do a lot less DPS than normal, or you can go back after the tree again. Now, I think it's ideal. What you probably should do is just go after Ingra here. Even though he takes reduced damage, it's actually faster for the entire encounter. It's faster just to DPS him down. That's what we choose to do. So even though he's taking reduced damage, we end up killing him, and it's just kind of an annoying thing. Now, Night Elf, Tauren, Herbalism people, you can go unlock these graveyards. They look like little seed pods here. That's what our tank is doing right now. He's unlocking. That's a checkpoint now. So if you die, you'll go back to there, which is really nice, okay? Now, something I just did, I've talked about this in a different video. I did a maze guide video if you want to go check that out. But what you should do is ping. I would ping the Mistcaller right as she's leaving. So I'm pinging her right now, and I can see, hey, she's going towards the left. And then I'm going to, as the healer, I have nothing else to do right now. There's nothing for me to do right now. So I'm going to go check and see where she goes. So where is she? I can see the little square because I pinged her, so she's marked. I can see the square there, and she went basically straight. So we know the first 2 doors already of the maze, which is great. So we don't have to actually manually do the maze right now. We're going to do this door, and then we know she went straight instead of to the right or to the left. Up here, we know she went straight, okay? So we can just do this next fight. I know where she's going. Not a problem. And we'll push through here. There we go. We go here. Now I don't know. Now I have an add-on, a maze caller helper thing that's supposed to help me. I don't think it kicks in right away. It only kicks in, I think, once you actually have enough, once it has enough information to kick in. So right now I have to do it manually. I have to run around to each of the pillars. And as the healer in a higher key, this is 100% your job, okay? Don't get it twisted. This is exactly what you should be doing. As the healer. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it works on higher keys. Yes, your whole group can kind of help you out, but generally speaking, you're going to want to be the one doing this for your team so that everybody can just pump damage into these mobs, and you can be the one to kind of help do that. So I'm just checking pillars right now. I'm getting the symbols. There we go. Now my extra add-on has kicked in, okay? So this is called like the Maze Helper add-on, and what it does is it tells you that this door to the left is wrong, this door straight in front of us is wrong, it's the door to the right that is correct. So if I now look at where I'm at here, we can see there's a door to the right over here, there's a door straight ahead of us right here, and there's got to be a door to my left that I can't see, but I know automatically I don't even have to do the maze anymore. I don't even have to worry about it. So that's really nice. It's a really good add-on. In higher Mythic Plus keys especially, you're going to be required to have this, I would say, because it just saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of time. So we can see it's this door to the right. We're going to go there. Obviously, the picture kind of changes once I've rotated my cameras, but just imagine once you enter a zone, it's going to show you which doors are good and which doors are not good, okay? So this picture should change in a second here. Oh, it went away, so it doesn't even know. I guess it doesn't even know. So now I have to do it manually again. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it's not perfect, okay? So I have to run around and do it manually now, and I'm checking the doors, and we figure it out. We get to our last pack, and that's the maze, okay? Let's get to Mistcaller, the Mistcaller, okay? This boss fight is actually very hard on the healer during the intermission. So we're going to start the fight here. She does a lot of damage to the tank, actually, right off the bat, which is kind of annoying. But the bulk of the damage comes in the intermission phase. It's a really, really nasty intermission phase. And unfortunately, I don't even know how I got hit there. I shouldn't have got hit there, I don't think. I guess I was too close, but I'm standing right in between these arrows. I'm standing right in this little notch right here, right there. So I shouldn't be getting hit, but I guess I'm just too close. So that's on me. And then Jordan was too close as well. I end up battle resing him. I've got a little convincingly realistic jumper cable. So you can use those jumper cables to res people. You can buy them on the auction house. Tier 2 of the battle res jumper cables are like 700 gold a piece right now, so they're a lot of money. But Mistcaller is pretty simple. Once you get to the phase where she does the little clones, you need to figure out which one doesn't match. In this case, it's the one with the circle. The one with the circle over it. None of the other ones have a circle around it. So we figure that one out, and then we fill it. But this is where the damage comes in. You can see how much damage we're doing. Look at our health bars. They start getting absolutely murdered right here. So it's a lot of damage going on. You need to pop a cooldown, several cooldowns, I would say. I pop Ascendance plus Ancestral Guidance, plus I get my Ancestors going as well. There's just a lot of damage in that phase. That's the whole fight, though. Dodge balls, take care of the fox, and then figure out the pattern. And then in the intermission, you got to do a lot of healing as a healer in the intermission phase, okay? Let's move forward here. The last bunch of trash packs here. And oh, here's your last checkpoint, by the way. The last little seed pod thing is right here. So if you're Night Elf, your Tauren, your Herbalism, they can get that, and you'll get another checkpoint. Right here, I think we end up skipping this. You can skip this pack right here pretty easily. You can blind or shroud. You can cage this guy on the right, and then you can just jump past him. There's like a million different ways you can skip that, okay? Yeah, and then we do a really big pull here, okay? So the tank is going to grab stuff on the right. He's going to pull it into the stuff on the left here. And we're going to pull it together, and we're going to smoke it, okay? Like Gouda cheese, as Bram would say. So big damage coming out here. Now, as a healer, there's a lot of like burst damage coming out. It's very dangerous. People will get multiple dots that you cannot stop from happening. So you have to watch out for that, okay? Here comes the big burst. So that's one dot. And then there's going to be sort of a bluish dot and then a green dot that get. So I have two of them right now. Blue dot, green dot. So you have to watch out for that. You need to be pumping, healing hardcore here. You got to do a lot of healing. Astero's already done a lot with his Vampiric Embrace. I do a little link for the melee boys. Keep them alive. And I'm stepping in it as well. Then I get out. I got an Ascendance proc. Oh, no, I pop Ascendance there just to keep everybody going. And I think Sleep ends up dying. Do we keep him alive? He ends up dying, unfortunately. Unlucky. I actually could have dispelled him, I think. But anyway, the point is that's a tough pull. You're going to do another big pull here as well. You're going to pull these 4 grubbies into the next pack, I think. Or either that or, oh no, Lynx just chills, I think. You have a choice here because our cooldowns are down now. So we're doing a small pull right now because our cooldowns are all gone. On the next pull after, we'll do another big pull. So that's kind of the cadence of Mythic Plus, right? Big pull, small pull, big pull, small pull. Because you have your 2 minute, you know, cooldown windows kind of thing you have to worry about. So there, that pack's dead. Now we're going to do a bigger pull. We're going to pull this into the next pack. This is a much bigger pull and we'll get everybody to blow their cooldowns and we'll be good to go. Once again, it's a lot of dodging. It's a lot of poison damage over time that's happening, or just ticking damage. I shouldn't say poison because you can't really get rid of it. It's just ticking damage, but nothing too crazy going on here. Okay, now we're at 88%. Moving into Tred'ova, we're gonna skip Tred'ova right now and do the rest of the trash that we need because I believe 2 trash packs we have to do. This one and then the one up to the right, I believe. There are some patrolling bugs, but we're gonna dodge those. So we have this pack to kill. And then we have one more pack to kill up here. And then we're done. We're at 94% right now. And then we'll kill this pack and we'll go up to 100. And that's it. Then we're back to Tred'ova. We have 7 minutes. Almost 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Now, my food wasn't working. I was eating this food and it says it's supposed to give you 2.7 million mana. It wasn't giving me any mana at all. So if you have any of these kinds of food, it's any hearty meals. Hearty, H-E-A-R-T-Y. I can't spell, holy cow. Hearty meals, they are not giving mana right now. I don't know why. You can see I just clicked on it right there again. I'm sitting down, I keep clicking on it, and it's not giving me, so I'm literally just wasting food right now, by the way. I didn't realize what was happening. So just so you know, I would go get some other food. I do have now, guys, I have the maggots or whatever that I think Automatic Jack posted a video about the maggots that give you mana. I have those now, so don't worry about it. But just to let you guys know, the hearty meals are not working. Okay, we pop Bloodlust. We start Tred'ova. Big boss fight. We're going to pump as much damage as we can as a healer, doing about 370k right now. If you get targeted by those larvae, you need to bring them into the tank, okay? Bring them into the tank. Mind Link is always on the tank now, from what I understand. The Mind Link, where we're all linked together, it always starts on the tank. So everybody else can just run away from the tank, and you'll break that tether. Okay, that's a really important thing to remember as well. Then she goes into the middle. You don't have to kick this anymore. There's no kicking anymore on consumption. You just have to DPS the shield down. And as a healer, this is your most important healing moment. This is it gets really dangerous in that time. So you got to pop some cooldowns there. Back to doing damage as much as we can. This is a fight where the healer can contribute an enormous amount of damage over time because there's just not a lot going on. There really isn't a lot going on. As long as you're doing sort of the few mechanics that are there correctly. Here's the larva once again. Bring the larva into the tank. Whoever has the larva, you need to bring them in, okay? There's Mind Link once again. Get away from the tank. I'm going to dash away, and then we get back to it. Don't get sucked in, of course. The big suck, and then back to doing damage. And then there's going to be a consumption soon as well. So that's the entire fight. There's really nothing big going on there. Honestly, it's not too difficult. Okay. Here comes the ads once again. There's the seasonal mechanic. Lynx is taking a bit of damage there because of the poison. There's Mind Link. It's on Lynx again. I'm going to jump away every single time. And then we got the coalescing poison. We're going to get sucked in. These ads are still alive. Very annoying. They have to die. Here's consumption. I need big healing here. I pop Ascendance for some big healing. One of the hardest parts about this fight, I would say, is that people get very spread out. So you need to watch your positioning as a healer. Make sure that you're staying close to your team so that you can keep them alive. Because sometimes people are like in Narnia, and it's just because of the separation of the poison puddles on the ground. Like you'll have to end up moving quite a bit, and you can get separated, especially ranged DPS players like Boomkins or Shamans or whatever. Even the Shadow Priest here. I gotta watch where Asteriel's standing. I'm targeted by the larva right now, so I'm bringing it in. Bring it into the tank. Pop a totem, like a stun cap totem or something. Oh, I just jumped in like an idiot. Look at that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know why I jumped in like that. I was breaking the mind tether thing, and then I just jumped in. That's the whole boss. There you go. That's the dungeon. We ended with about 2.5 minutes left, I believe, on the clock. So not bad at all. We could easily do a 10. I think Mist of Tirna Scythe is probably the easiest dungeon right now. As long as you, I mean, this is just goes without saying, but as long as you know the mechanics, there's just not a lot of really threatening enemies in this dungeon. There just really isn't, honestly. So it's not that bad, I wouldn't say. I ended with 507k HPS overall and then 227k DPS overall. Not bad. Could do a little bit more damage for sure, but it is what it is. Let me see if I have the actual number breakdown here. I don't think I do, because I think we did a lot more keys after that. Yep, I don't have it, unfortunately. That's okay. We did fine, but I just wanted to show you guys the dungeon. That's a Mist of Tirna side +9, and I would encourage you to get in and do some big keys right now. Get your 2000 IO, because you'll be able to get a curio, and you can buy a tier piece with that, which is really good, which means if you do that on Tuesday, you'll have 2 catalyst charges, and then you can have a curio from 2k IO, 2 catalyst charges, and then you just have to find basically 1 more piece of tier from either your vault or from raid naturally. And then you'll have 4 piece, which is really cool. So that's it for the Mist of Tirna side. I hope that helped you guys with some tips and tricks. Get in there, do some Mythic Plus. There's a lot of fun Mythic Plus going on right now. Thank you so much again for watching. If you have any questions about the dungeon, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, thank you so much again for watching, guys. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.